I think we need to move on to what? To our featured story of the night. All right, so today, big announcements came out for the award season. So we got both sides of the spectrum. We got the Razzies announced, and we got the Academy Awards announced. And oh boy, that's all I can say. When you look at them side by side, you're like, is this what's happening? Just so you guys know, though, the Razzies are going to be on Saturday, March 11th, and the Oscars will be on Sunday, March 12th. They like to do them back to back. The big ones they're going after right now for the worst picture, well, let me just say, Blonde, it got 8 noms, 8 Razzies. Pinocchio got 6 Razzies. Good Morning, which I didn't even hear about this movie until this came out. It got 4 noms, which I can't wait to talk about that. The King's Daughter
7.
got 3 noms. Morbius got 5. Everyone knew Morbius would get some Razzie announcements. And a surprise on the Oscar side, Top Gun Maverick got nominated for Best Picture, which I'm kind of surprised at it, but I think it's awesome they did. And we're going to have Brendan Fraser versus Austin Butler, which we talked about before. We knew that was coming. And it's just some big, differences between the Razzies and the Oscars. But it's funny how some are announced for an Oscar and some are announced for a Razzie. It's just kind of insane to me. I want to start with, let's go start with Best Writing. So here's a little slide about the Razzie versus the Oscars. So we have Worst Screenplay versus Best Screenplay. Now, did you two get a chance to look at this all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about this? Okay, so we got Blonde for a Razzie. We got Pinocchio for a Razzie. We got Good Morning. We got Jurassic World. We got, which Morbius, of course. And on the other side, are any of those? No, we got Top Gun Maverick for Best Writing. We got Woman Talking, Glass Onion. They're very different movies. So I'm going to say for Worst Writing, I'm going to say that Morning Show is definitely going to go down. I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, this is definitely going to win a Razzie. First of all, who gave Machine Gun Kelly a movie? I was like, I didn't expect that. Him and Megan Fox are like, yeah, let's do a movie. That sounds great. And it looks like they're trying to be like Cheech and Chong, Like it's
I think you're giving them way too much credit, man. I think you give any random crew of high schoolers $15 million, they're going to be putting out something of equal or better quality than that flaming bag of trash that it appears to be.
A horrible, it looks so bad. I mean, I was like, would I watch this? I don't think I'd even try to watch it. I watched Morbius. Morbius wasn't half bad. I mean, it wasn't great. There were some really questionable choices in that movie, and everyone just shit on it so much they're calling it Morbin time. It's Morbin time. Let's go see Morbius. And of course, Jared Leto gets nominated for Worst Actor. A movie is going for Worst Picture.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I think that's a better movie than the ones next to this. Blonde, I don't think Blonde looks as bad as they're giving it, but apparently it's pretty trash. But I feel like her accent comes in and out a lot in the trailer as it is before the movie.
She sounds like she is doing an impression of Jennifer Coolidge when she talks. Like as her Marilyn Monroe is like an impression of Jennifer Coolidge without all the pauses, without all the ums and the ahs. That sounds like what she's doing as Marilyn, which is slightly offensive if you ask me. But she got nominated for an Oscar. And then on the Razzie side, like the movie and the 2 supporting actors and everything else got nominated for Razzie, which is so weird to me. Like that they singled out her performance in the Oscars, for the Oscar, which she's never going to win. And then they have all these other, the 8 nominations for Razzies for that movie, which is, really, really bizarre to me.
Yeah, even
I didn't see it.
I was even in the actress category, Kate Blanchett's going to win the Oscar. You know it.
I mean, the only thing I think so. I think so too. But I think the only other contender really, and I don't mean contender as in they're all spectacular actresses, and like any one of them could win. They all put great performances forward. But I think the only person who can give her a run for her money is Michelle Yeoh.
That's where my money's at.
100%.
Yeah. And that's a huge thing too, is like her being nominated, Everything Everywhere All at Once, getting nominated for Best Picture, Best Director. Like it's huge. It's huge.
They got the most noms. They got 11.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for the Academy Awards. I'm happy they're acknowledging how good. And it's a weird movie. It really is a weird movie, but it's a great movie. Mike, did you see Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I haven't. All I'm hearing is great stuff from people whose opinions I really respect. So I'm a busy guy. I haven't had time to make time for it, but that's first
It's
on
a
the
head
list.
trip. It's a head trip. You talk
That's
about
right
like
up my alley, man.
you talk about a multiverse show though, like an actual multiverse thing. These people are going in and out and tapping different versions and skills from different variants of them from different multiversal layers. So like Michelle Yeoh is just pushing a button and she's switching and she's learning a skill that somebody else learned in a different life. It's insane. And they're able
just
to
like you and me.
Yeah,
the way we learn things.
we just do that, yeah. But it's like really like when you look at how Marvel's done with the multiverse and stuff, like this actually is like tapping into the multiverse and tapping into skills you may have learned in different lives, and it really showcases like different lives they live, and they do a great job with also being a very strange movie. Like the fact that their fingers are like hot dogs, it's very strange.
Sounds a little bit like, what was the Tom Hanks movie where he was a couple years back? I can't remember, where he was doing all kinds of different timelines and kind of living the different lives.
Cloud Atlas.
Cloud Atlas, yeah.
I love that movie.
I'm really pleased to see just crazier stuff, and I think it probably goes right along with the strides that we've made in terms of our visual processing, in terms of what in our imagination that we can bring to bear on the screen. I think that that's really helping audiences like decipher some of what would have been, I think, prohibitively complex and just alien ideas. So to see something that is apparently a massive head trip like this be nominated for 11 Oscars and to have such widespread acclaim, like that's good. I mean, I think that says good things about our movie going audience. So maybe that says good things about where we're going as as a species, as a country, whatever.
Yeah, and you're talking about Tom Hanks. I was surprised. Everyone can see on the screen here that he actually got nominated for a Razzie for Worst Actor, which is funny from Elvis when you have Austin Butler being nominated as Best Actor, and you got Tom Hanks, who you never would think would ever be nominated for a Razzie, gets nominated for Elvis, and I don't think that that's deserving. They're saying it's because of his makeup and. He is kind of, he's in it. I think he does a good job playing the character. Like he definitely transforms.
I mean, he certainly didn't choose to put that makeup on his face. That he didn't come to work like that. They did that to him. Like that's bullshit, Razzies. I call shenanigans on you. Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, you give me a Razzie for my makeup, and you give Brendan Fraser a leading actor nod for his.
Yeah, he got Best Supporting for that, but he also got a Razzie for Pinocchio as well for Best Actor. Which is like, how does he get nominated for 2? And you're right, Brendan Fraser, like he has all that special effects makeup on, but everyone it looks great. I think it looks great too on him. I don't think Tom Hanks looks that bad, but they're like Razzie, just like Morbius Razzie. But Morbius, again, it's Morbin time. It's, they have this weird dance move where they're like, what's the guy who plays Morbius' best friend? He's like doing this weird dance. It's just the oddest thing. I feel like they really cut that movie down and took a lot of content out of it that really fucked up the storyline in Morbius 2, and maybe that led to problems.
Morbius 2?
I don't think there's gonna be a Morbius 2. I don't think there's gonna be a Morbius 2. I don't think so. Morbius, I think Jared Leto would do it. Morbius, maybe. Maybe not.
I think
it doesn't matter who is nominated in the Razzie for the Worst Actor, because Machine Gun Kelly has that shit on lock. It does not matter. Anyone else nominated doesn't matter. But it's not fair to put Tom
Stallone's
Hanks.
up for it too. Stallone, it's like, and Pete Davidson's up for it too, which I think is kind of hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie. I only saw the trailer of that terrible Good Morning nonsense, and Pete Davidson. I did not hate that little tiny bit that he was in there as the valet. He seemed like he was the best part of that movie. So I think the Razzies is doing a little bit of I don't know, like smoke and mirrors here. I think they're off base, honestly.
But the Oscar too for Best Actor, that seems like it's on par and actress as the Golden Globes were, as the Critics' Choice Award. It seems like it's going to come down to Brendan Fraser versus Austin Butler and Cate Blanchett. I bet she's going to get it. You have again. For Wakanda Forever, I'm going blank on her name.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett up. Yeah, we love Angela Bassett here. Yeah, she's up, and that's a groundbreaking thing for an Oscar too. It's the first time a Marvel performer has been up for an Academy Award for performance in a Marvel movie, which is fucking huge. You know, I bet Marvel's like going crazy about this.
Well,
And
they had a reason. They had a reason for the tone of that movie to be a little bit more serious, you know. And I think that they really did justice to the whole situation.
yeah, I think they did too. What do you think about the Razzie versus the Oscar for worst director versus best director? They have Judd Apatow up. They have for worst. They have Colson Baker. I like how he's going by his real name. Machine Gun Kelly. Andrew Dominic for Blonde. You got Daniel Espinosa for Morbius, and you got Robert Zemeckis is up for Pinocchio. It's insane. But other side, you got, you know, on the Oscar, you got Everything Everywhere All at Once. You got the Banshees of Inisherin. You got the Fablemans. You got Tar. You got the Triangle of Sadness. All those for the Oscar line up for me. But what do you think about the Razzie? Let's go to Sabrina. What do you think? Who do you think will win the worst director?
Machine Gun Kelly. What do you mean? That's not even a question. Yeah. Like, of that list of people, it's 100% Machine Gun Kelly, whatever his real name is. Like, I don't need Colson Baker. It's Colson Baker, hands down. No way on God's green earth that anyone else on that list has a chance of winning that Razzie. That movie looks like a giant piece of shit. Honestly. Like, I
really
can't.
Does.
That other movie, what's that other movie? The King's Daughter?
Oh,
that also
King's
looks
Daughter.
like a steaming pile of shit. But like those two, I feel like are really going to dominate the Razzie world, especially that Machine Gun Kelly. My God, I can't even.
It looks, and I love Pierce Brosnan, but that Daughters movie, I'm like,
he's in that weird.
Oh yeah, he's got that flowing like brunette wig. He's long hair, the long flowing locks, and he's shaking his hair. And it's about like a mermaid, and they want to kill the mermaid. I don't know. I watched the trailer, and I was just like, who the fuck smoked crack and made this movie? That's all I thought. I don't know what the hell this shit is. Mike, what do you think for the director? What do you think for? Let me go to the Oscar. Who do you think's gonna win the Oscar for best director? Do you think it's going to be Spielberg?
For best director, I just wanted to say, Sabrina, you are an impossible act to follow today. Your takes are so spot on. You're leaving me speechless. For the director, I don't think I've seen a one of these movies, but it's it seems to be your typical spread of different kinds of movies. Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. I think that they're probably that's where all the heat is, right?
Can they beat Spielberg?
I mean, like, Spielberg's not going to win for that.
I feel like they're going to clean house.
Those are more typical Oscar fare. So I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is the fresh take. Yeah,
I think they're just going to clear. I think they will. It just makes sense too. It's such a different movie. And I think that's what's great about this too. It doesn't fit into any kind of normal like fold. It's not like a remake. It's not a redo. It's not a reimagination. It's not that bullshit. It's an actual original idea with great actors, and it's just very well done. It just really is. The martial arts are great in it. The acting's phenomenal in it across the board. You have, I mean, the visual effects that they do use are great. They use barely any. I mean, they have this bagel thing, which is really kind of odd, but it looks great. I'm just saying, a bagel with everything. That's all I can say. A bagel with everything. So I think they're going to clean house. I think they will. And Spielberg, he's had his light in the sun. What's that? His time in the sun.
Moment.
But his moment in the sun, if you will. And I think this isn't his year. I just don't think it's going to be. And Everything Everywhere All at Once, I agree, Mike. I think it's just going to kick some ass. It's even like best movie, When you look at the best movie category, best picture, you have Everything Everywhere All at Once sitting up there. I want to go to the Razzies, though. The Razzies fast. So for worst picture, it's Blonde, Pinocchio, Good Morning, The King's Daughter, and Morbius. All the same movies across the board. And I think we have to agree upon this. It's probably going to be Good Morning, right? Everybody, you think that they're going to win the Razzie, too? Everyone was hating on Morbius, but I feel like Morbius is not going to clean house. I don't think it's going to do it.
Morbius is not even in the same class as that piece of shit, honestly. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Like, I mean, I know people didn't love Morbius, but I will tell you what, it's not like there was bad acting. Jared Leto did, like, he acted his ass off. It's just the script was not great. You know what I mean? Like, you can only do what you're given. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're given certain words, like, and I'm not saying that as an actor, you can't make something out of nothing, because you can, but you can't make something out of nothing when it's a whole movie. You know what I mean? A scene, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, but a whole movie, it's like nearly impossible. And like, I think he's a spectacular actor, and for them to nominate him for a Razzie is fucking ridiculous. Just like, Tom Hanks, ridiculous. For what, Geppetto, you didn't like the live action version of Pinocchio? It's Pinocchio. Like, what the fuck it's Pinocchio. It's not even different. It's just Pinocchio with people. And from what I saw, Tom Hanks was fine as Geppetto. Like, rein it in, buddy. Like, I don't even know. I can't with these people. It's ridiculous.
I know and if you put that next to that Guillermo del Toro one, which is like, again, like creepy and
very
crazy,
dark.
This one looks like more like Pinocchio, like more original. And you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket.
Just live action
Sounds
version.
Great. I think that movie actually looks pretty decent. I haven't seen it, but the fact that it's up for a Razzie. But Jared Leto, Sabrina, he actually won a Razzie before. He's won a Razzie. Yep.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, to put him in the same caliber as Machine Gun fucking Kelly is a joke. It's a joke. Like, come on.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly's trying to like push that whole rap phase away and be as different, be as original person, but it's hard to do once become that. Yeah, once you become honestly, that concrete. Once you fought Eminem, you went in there, you went toe to toe with Eminem, and he whooped your little bitch ass, and you hailed down to the king of rap. You can't
go. This is a little bit of advice for anybody on the stream today. Just don't go toe to toe with Eminem.
Don't do it. You're not going to win.
Advice.
Is that why he changed his name? He's like, oh fuck, I don't want people to know who I am anymore, so I'm going to go back to my original name because he just smoked Machine Gun Kelly.
I have news for him. Machine Gun Kelly sounds way better than his real name.
Yeah, it does. And I
honestly,
think that
looking at that movie, look at that cast. Like, if you just looked at the cast and saw nothing about the movie, you would know it's a piece of shit. It's like literally Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, and that Zach Villa who played Ramirez in American Horror Story. He played Richard Ramirez. And he was definitely the weakest link of that season of American Horror Story. And this is a completely different character. But like looking at those names, and then everyone else is pretty much musicians. Which, no offense, like you're a musician, you're a great musician. That doesn't mean you're a great fucking actor. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. You do it well. Like, play your guitar, rap, fucking play some drums, whatever the fuck you do. Just like stay there and do your job. Just like all these actors that want to be musicians. Like, I will say this: Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars.
I was gonna say he was in a band. Yep. Still,
but like Bruce Willis's band sucks. Fucking like, I mean, there's a lot of people who are like musicians. I mean, who are actors and they want to be musicians. It's like, just do what you're good at. Just stop. Don't try to take it all. Do what you're good at.
It's a good point. I want to ask before we wrap it up today. I'm gonna go with Mike first. Do you think that Top Gun stands a chance to win the Oscar for Best Picture, or do you think Everything Everywhere All at Once is gonna smoke it? Is there anything that stands out there that you think that might actually have a chance?
You're toying with me now. How are you even gonna ask me a question like that, man?
I am.
There's no chance in hell that Top Gun. Maybe this is a hot take. I wasn't a real big fan of Top Gun 2. Maybe it started me off the wrong way when they had 2 reels running before the movie where they congratulated themselves on making the movie that we were about to watch. Hey guys, we're in the theater already. Why don't you show us what you fucking did before you start congratulating yourselves? So I think that they've already given themselves the accolades that they're going to get for it, and $2 billion fucking dollars. So fuck off, get out of my Oscar lineup. Give it to people with some fucking fresh ideas rather than your goddamn 1980s trash.
Well said, Mike.
Yeah, well said. I do love that movie, though. I think it's a lot better than the original. You're right.
What I was looking forward to, some more high-flying stunt aerobatics, and it had some of that. Not enough for me. Those were like the only interesting parts to me, and they didn't make up enough of the movie. So,
maybe in the next one.
It bored me and my wife and both of my in-laws. We chose that as like, a safe, like, the in-laws will think it's okay. And they were like, everybody came out of the theater being like, well, I guess that was a way to spend 90 minutes. Okay.
Well, everybody, what do you think? Do you think that Everything Everywhere All at Once and Morning, what's it called? Morning Goodbye? Morning Call?
Good Morning.
Good Morning. What a dumbass title.
I don't
Even
know.
the way
That giant joint, that giant humanoid joint. That's some pretty innovative territory that we may
That
not have
reminded
been
me of
visiting.
some shit like in Half Baked. Like I feel like that belonged in
Don't
like
even make
Jerry
Half Baked was
Garcia in the
great.
pouch.
Don't even. There's a million great stoner comedies, and this doesn't touch one of them.
I'm just saying that joint. I like that could fly in Half Baked, not in this piece of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel you.
Well, it might be a good inebriated movie. Maybe, maybe you smoke something up, you do a few shots. Every time he pops in the screen, you do a shot of beer, you do some power hour with it or something. I don't know. You do some.
You'll be vomiting by the second act. I mean, come on.
Probably would be, but it might make it enjoyable. You never know. What's everybody think? Do you agree with us that it's probably going to be Everything Everywhere All at Once? And goodbye. I keep forgetting this piece of shit's name. Morning View. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm going to forget about it right after I say it.
Or do you think it's a piece of shit?
Or do you think there'll be some movies that'll actually surprise us? Do you think Top Gun will win? I don't think so, even though it's great.
No.
What do you think Avatar, which only got nominated for, again, visual Best Picture, but has not gotten much accolades as he wanted?